Today I'm going to show you how to draw a Calavera skull inspired by the sugar skulls of Day of the Dead. And here I've got some examples of different ways to do them. Some are human skulls, or you could do an animal skull if you want. So the supplies you'll need for this project are pretty simple. You need a piece of paper, maybe you've got a sketchbook, you'll need a pencil, and maybe an eraser. You don't have to have one of those to do the drawing. And then if you've got some markers, they could be sparkly, glittery, regular, whatever. That's all you need to actually make the picture. And if you want to get fancy and cut it out and put it on some other paper, contrasting color, you can just grab some other paper and some scissors, and you can cut it out at the end and stick it on, so you might need a glue stick. We have lots of sketchbooks and markers available free for kids in the community at Pickleweed Community Centre, which is on Canal Street, or Alborough Community Centre it's also known as. So go along and get them while stocks last. They'll be there Monday to Friday, 8 to 4 in the afternoon, and you can pick them up. And the first thing you need to do is make a kind of rough circle that's close to the top, as big as you can kind of fit really with ease, a little bit of like ½ an inch either side there. And you can draw it lightly, you wouldn't use a heavy line to do it. When you think you're getting happy with that, you can do a slightly heavier line. And then underneath that, you're going to put a rectangle. And the rectangle is going to be where the teeth and the jaw are. And that can be about 2 inches in from the side here in the bottom. And you can draw the whole rectangle like that if you want. And then you see you've got the basic shape of a skull. There you go. Alright. Now, if you look at some of these, like this one, you see you've got some kind of little extra details like these bumps at the side. This has the bumps at the side too. So you can add that if you want. You don't have to, but you can put a little kind of semicircle either side there. And if you want to round this off, like this is here, you can round that off too. So while you've still got this line in here, it's a good idea to think about the nose. And the nose can kind of go on there, kind of at the same level as these curves here. And the nose could just be a triangle like that, okay? Or if you want to do it a little more elaborate, you can turn it into like an upside down heart. And all the lines that I don't like, I can erase. Okay, so I'll come back to that. Now you want some eyes, and the eyes will be higher than the nose, but they'll be kind of in here somewhere roughly. And you can draw those just freehand, or if you want to draw around something because you're not confident in your circle drawing skills, you can find something to draw around. Okay, so you've got some eyes on there. And then the other thing you're going to need is a mouth. And a simple way of doing that is you can just draw another rectangle, a long thin one like this, underneath the nose, and then you can put a line through the middle of it. And then you can see how I've done this one here. And then to make the teeth, pull a line down from where the middle of the nose is, and then fit like 1, 2, 3 more lines either side. 1, 2, 3 more lines either side. Now if you want to make it a little more realistic, you can turn these into kind of tombstones shapes, okay, like that, and you can have some underneath. That's up to you. All right. So we've got the basics in. And then you can erase the lines that you don't need anymore. I'm going to get rid of some of this. Or you can just leave them in and put some decoration over them. So, and notice how the eyes are nearer the middle of the skull than up the top. Sometimes we want to put eyes right at the top of the face, but when you start looking at real skulls, you'll see that the eyes are kind of halfway down. So we're going to have them there. So to help you see what I've drawn a bit more clearly, I've used some black marker, and I'm going to use some black marker here. Now the next thing is, if you want to get rid of any more pencil marks, you can. And you want to think about decorating. And that's what these are all about. They're all about lots of pattern, decoration, lots of color, and often it's inspired by nature. So there's a lot of flowers, especially marigolds. There's leaves. And there's also things like butterflies, because they are the monarch butterflies are a very important symbol of Day of the Dead. So let's have a look at this one, and we can see what the patterns are, get inspired. Lots of flowers around the eyes, glitter, gorgeous. An upside down kind of heart for the nose. And then these kind of leafy shapes, and a lot of these kind of teardrop, raindrop shapes as well. And dots. Dots are a big deal. Look at this. Stripes and checks and diamond shapes. And then look at this one. You've got flowers actually growing out, animals on the top, a tree, these kind of teardroppy shapes again. And you could put a moustache on if you want. It's good to start your decoration, unless you feel super confident, you might want to start it with a light color, so you can kind of change it, add to it later. Don't know if you'll be able to see this light color, but this is a yellow, and I'm just putting kind of flower petals around there. And then I'm going to put another kind of, I say kind of a lot, don't I? I'm going to put a circle here, and maybe just a 5-petaled flower there. Okay, and then I can change the color of that. If I like where they are, I can change the color of that with a stronger color. So I'm going to make that kind of marigold color there. All right. And this is a metallic marker. If you've got metallic or glitter, that's a kind of fun thing to use too. Glitter pens. Now I'm going to do, there's lots of ways you can do more stuff on the top. I'm going to do something a bit like this, and I'm going to do a shape that I like. I'm going to do it in dark color so you can see, but this kind of pointed petal is nice. You can just I've done a little bit more coloring in here, and I've added some, I filled this in and I put a bit more detail on the butterflies. And I'm just gonna, I have a drawing I did earlier. You could look at a photo of a monarch butterfly or any butterfly you want to do, and you know, you can make it up and do it as an imagined kind of butterfly, which is always fun. Or you can look at the details and always see something new when you look at the details of an animal's markings. What I like about them, which I'm not getting here, is these kind of vein shapes. And you will do a much better job than I'm doing of this, because you will probably take a bit more time over it. But there you go, you get the rough idea. So there's my crazy butterflies, and then I'm going to fill in black here. I've been looking at this other lovely skull here that I borrowed off Izzy, and look at that glitter and rhinestones. You could put rhinestones in the eyes if you want. You could put glitter around things. Lots of inspiring shapes going on there. Do something that looks a bit like a lotus, actually. Lotus is a great shape. And colour that bit in. And I see that they have put little up there. That's rather fab. There you go. I've cut it out. I use these kind of what I call silly scissors because you give you a kind of nice edge. And then you can find some paper. Black is good, or any other color, or it can be patterned paper, although this purple's kind of nice. Let's try it on there. And you can stick it on. So just get a glue stick and you can put some glue stick kind of around the edge, a little bit in the middle, however you want to do it, and voila. Share what you've done with us all. So if you want to post it to social media, you could use a hashtag Day of the Dead SR Art. There you go. Hope you enjoy making your own Calavera. Make them as wild and crazy as you like. Love to see what you do. So post them, share them, maybe put them up in your window for the community.